This was never a love story. It was a takeover. A hostile, calculated acquisition of the world's most famous institution. And the target was never the crown, it was the crown prince. We were sold a fairy tale. The American actress who charmed the lonely prince and rescued him from his gilded cage. But behind the scenes, a very different script was being written. A script of betrayal, backroom deals, and a ruthless pursuit of fame that would leave Prince Harry isolated, estranged, and utterly blindsided. Sources close to the exiled prince are now revealing a truth so shocking it redefines the last 5 years. Meghan Markle did not want to escape the system. She wanted to hijack it. And now that she has what she wants, Prince Harry is discovering he was just a stepping stone. To understand the betrayal, you must understand the players. On one side, Prince Harry, a man born into unimaginable privilege, yet emotionally scarred by the press, the loss of his mother, and the rigid confines of his role. He was searching for purpose, for a partner, for a life that felt real. He was vulnerable. On the other side, Meghan Markle, a woman who had been building a brand for over a decade. Ambitious, intelligent, and fiercely driven. Her blog, The Tig, wasn't just a hobby, it was a blueprint for a lifestyle empire. But she had hit a ceiling. Hollywood fame is fickle, but royal fame? That is forever. Harry wasn't just a man, he was the ultimate platform. Their union was a collision of two worlds, one seeking escape from fame, the other seeking to ascend to its highest level. It was a deal destined to break. And according to insiders, it is now breaking in the most brutal way imaginable. The narrative we were sold was Megxit, the brave couple fleeing a racist, oppressive institution to build a financially independent and private life in California. But was that ever the real goal? Look at the evidence. The $100 million Netflix deal, the $20 million Spotify contract, the multi-million-dollar tell-all book deal. This isn't privacy. This is the most public possible life, monetized down to the last hair and family secret. Insiders claim that for Harry, the initial idea was genuine, a quieter life, maybe in South Africa or Canada, focused on charitable work. But for Meghan, the destination was always Los Angeles, the epicenter of the global entertainment industry. And now, the mask is slipping. Sources say Meghan's schedule is packed with meetings with studio heads, powerful agents, and A-list celebrities. She is building a new court, a new power base. Harry, by contrast, is often described as being increasingly isolated in Montecito, a stranger in the very world he helped create for her. The escape has simply become a different kind of cage, one of his wife's making. The Archwell Foundation, their joint venture, was meant to be their shared mission. But insiders whisper that Meghan's team is now aggressively rebranding it, sidelining Harry's pet projects like Invictus in favor of more commercial, celebrity-driven content that aligns with her brand. The joint dream is being quietly dismantled, piece by piece. The most devastating part of this betrayal, according to those who know Harry best, is how she has systematically severed his lifelines. First, his family. It's now alleged that Meghan actively encouraged and exacerbated the rift with William and Charles. Where Harry might have sought reconciliation, she reportedly framed it as weakness. She positioned herself as the only person he could trust, creating a us-against-the-world dynamic that made him entirely dependent on her. Now, with that bridge burned, he has nowhere to turn. Second, his heritage. The bombshell revelations in Spare, the Oprah interview, the Netflix series, all of them required dragging his family, his upbringing, and the institution he was once proud to serve through the mud. While Harry provided the emotional, personal ammunition, it was Meghan, insiders claim, who masterminded the rollout, understanding the immense financial and PR value of each revelation. He was the heart, but she was the strategist. And third, his identity. The Prince Harry the world knew, the jovial, cheeky, military-loving royal, is gone. He has been repackaged as Meghan's husband. His stories are now their shared trauma. His platform is now their commercial asset. He gave up everything that defined him for her, only to discover that in her new world, his primary value was as the key that unlocked the door. The ultimate backstab? She used his pain as her product. And now that the product is sold, the source of that pain, the royal connection, is becoming less relevant to her brand. He is being phased out of his own story. So what is the endgame? If the goal was never a quiet life, but global domination, then Prince Harry was merely the most valuable piece of venture capital she ever acquired. Insiders point to Meghan's circling of a daytime talk show, a reboot of the TIG as a mega brand, and lucrative fashion collaborations. These are ventures that require a single, powerful face at the center. A face that is glamorous, aspirational, and unencumbered. A prince haunted by his past and struggling with his mental health does not fit that brand image. This is the final, cruel twist. Harry's entire value proposition was his authenticity, his trauma, his royal DNA. But to sell that, he had to destroy it. He can't go back to being a working royal, and the trauma king narrative has a limited shelf life. Meghan, however, is just getting started. Her brand is built on ambition and reinvention, themes that are limitless. The sources we've spoken to describe a prince who is now realizing the scale of his miscalculation. He is trapped in a $14 million mansion in a country that isn't his, estranged from his family, his former friends, and the identity he held for 35 years. The woman he gave it all up for is now the busiest she has ever been, building her empire on the foundation of the ruin he helped create. He saw a savior. She saw a strategy. He dreamed of a cottage in the country. She was designing a global media headquarters. This wasn't a marriage of minds. It was a merger. And now, the merger is turning into a takeover. The question is no longer if Harry was betrayed, but how he will possibly survive the fallout. The fairy tale is over. The credits have rolled, and Prince Harry is left on the set, alone, surrounded by the wreckage of a life he blew up for a love that now appears to have been the greatest performance of Meghan Markle's career. The backstab is complete. The throne of Meghan Incorporated is being built, and the spare prince has finally been spent. This is a developing story. What do you believe? Was this a calculated move from the beginning, or did Meghan's ambitions simply evolve beyond Harry? Do you think he will eventually return to the UK alone? Let us know your honest, unfiltered opinion in the comments. If this explosive theory resonates with you, support this channel by liking, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell. We are not afraid to ask the hard questions the mainstream media won't. Thank you for watching.